Hi, young Christians. Today we're going to hear a story about three men. Now, we know that the kings of Israel got more wicked as time went on, so God sent other countries in to bring them back to himself. In this story, these three men got taken away to a far-off country, and they refused to follow all the traditions and customs of that country, including worshiping their king. And here is their story. In tonight's lesson, the three men in the fiery furnace. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were three men who loved and worshiped God. And even though they lived far away from home and worked for a king who did not love God. His name was King Nebuchadnezzar, and he was about to learn who the true God was. Here's how it happened. King Nebuchadnezzar ordered a huge golden statue to be made, and that all his government workers, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego included, would bow down and worship it. Here was his command. When you hear the trumpets and the bagpipes and all the instruments play, you must fall down and worship the golden statue, or else you're going to be thrown into a burning, fiery furnace. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who knew who their God was, and they knew not to worship anything else when the trumpet sounded, did not fall down and worship. King Nebuchadnezzar was furious. He called Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to his court and asked, "Is it true that you did not worship the golden statue? I'm going to give you one more chance. When you hear that music, you must bow down and worship. If you do not, I'll throw you into the fiery furnace, and then we'll see if your God can save you." The three men stood bravely before the king and said, "If you want to throw us into the fiery furnace, we will accept that. We know our God can rescue us, but even if he doesn't rescue us, that's okay. We will still only worship him, and we will not bow down to your statue." King Nebuchadnezzar was so angry. He ordered that the furnace be made 7 times hotter than normal. And then the guards tied up the three men and threw them in. The king could see into the furnace, and as he watched, he was astonished, shocked, surprised. They weren't burning up. They weren't tied anymore either. They were walking around completely untouched by the flames, and there was a fourth man in the furnace with them. It was an angel. King Nebuchadnezzar called the three men out of the furnace, and everyone saw that they were not burned at all. Not one hair on their head was singed, and their clothes didn't even smell like smoke. The king said, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. No other God could do something like this." How did God show Nebuchadnezzar that he was the true God? God saved Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fiery furnace. So tonight, as I hang the fire on the Jesse tree, here is an Advent promise for me. God saved Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fiery furnace. He saves me from my sins through my Savior Jesus. That's all for tonight.